everybody, and welcome to another Sunday evening. You may notice that we are +1. The crew keeps going. We will have him introduce himself last, but if you are a longtime patron, you already know who it is, don't you? Today we are going to be talking about the book Nook that I'm working on, which is why my desk looks insane at the moment. I'm going to go into a bit of detail as to what we're doing. And I'm actually doing double duty on my project because I am not only recording a time-lapse for the video, but I am also going to be working on it during the live stream. So that's kind of cool. We'll get to see two different parts of it. We're going to be talking about the new releases from 40K. They have the Sunday preview. The Space Wolves are coming. And I believe Death Watch. I think Death Watch is also coming.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the new Combat Patrol starter boxes, which is kind of interesting. Other than that, there's a bunch of other tabs I have open. I don't know if we're going to get to it. And then we will start with... Who wants to go first today?
I'll go first.
Sean's going to go first.
Oh, that... he was supposed to go last.
Shh. I am doing a Ravenwing conversion of the new chaplain on a bike, and we'll see how far I get with that.
Excellent. Big Aaron.
I'm gonna make some death marks.
Ooh, looks like someone's pre-orders came in the door. Now, I have bad news for the remaining two people.
What's up?
Only one person is allowed to work on Marvel Crisis Protocol models, and you guys gotta fight it out right now. So deathmatch.
Well, he's building. I'm painting. So
yeah,
does that
totally
not count
different.
as too isolated?
All right. So who are you and what are you painting?
Johnny, longtime friend of Josh, second time visiting, so long time caller or long time listener, first time. I'm painting two models actually today. Ultron, which I doubt anyone can see. Let me see. Here we go. And Winter Soldier. So I'll be knocking out both. Yeah, I try and keep it as close to box art as possible.
Excellent. You're a purist. And Josh, you're building.
I'm building Bullseye and Daredevil. I said Bullseye first because I keep forgetting his name.
I know. I thought I was going to remind you again.
I know. I did that on purpose so you wouldn't have to. You're welcome.
So we also got some cool fanciness going on Big Aaron's side. Do you want to show us some of your fanciness?
No fanciness.
You want to push a button?
I push a button.
So,
what's up? Now you can actually see me do stuff.
So we got a double camera setup going on over there, which is super fun. Hopefully my cameras don't freeze again.
They will.
If they do, that sucks.
Probably.
I'm going to give a quick tour of what I'm doing because I need to disassemble it so that I can actually work on it. So I'm going to pick my camera up on the tripod and I'm just going to move it over. So this is my Indomitus book Nook. And one side, of course, is going to be the Space Marines, and the other side is going to be the Necrons, with the exception of this one little pipe down here, because for some reason the new pipe set does not come with 90-degree turn pipes. Everything is made from the new box set. So it's going to be the new miniatures, it's the new walls, it's the new books. It is a complete Indominus book Nook. It's even the new GW pink styrofoam. I don't know if you guys knew that they came out with that. So today, live on stream, I'm going to be working on painting the base and getting it sanded so that I can work on some other stuff. But first, I need to disassemble this box, and I need to put these nice books away so that I don't get paint all over them.
Are those models going to be removable?
I haven't decided.
The answer is yes.
They're going to be removable. Why would Why is the answer yes?
Because you could switch it up then.
I was about to ask you, Aaron, have you read the books? Have you caught up on any of the lore, like of the current setting? Hey, it's been a while since we've spoken, so.
Well, you know.
Aaron doesn't read lore at all. He is anti-lore.
He even produced a rap song about how he doesn't read lore.
Oh, God.
No joke, bro. No joke.
So, yeah, I've never been interested in the lore in 40K, not even inside of like the codexes. And it's just now it's gotten to the point where it's just a thing. You know what I mean? Where I feel like it's my brand. So I bought the limited edition books because they
That
were
will never be
limited
read.
edition, and they're pretty. But their contents are irrelevant.
Oh my god, that is just. I think you should be banned from finishing the diorama until you read the book.
Blasphemy.
What do you viewers think? Can Aaron finish the diorama without reading the book?
I don't. It's
I
irrelevant.
mean, I think
It's
he
irrelevant.
can.
I don't think it's irrelevant at all. You need to be able to really understand the essence before you can complete the diorama.
The Space Marines are fighting the Necrons. You know how I know that? I saw a short little video at Warhammer40,000.com. And I'm basing my diorama off of my very serious research.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez, Josh, learn something.
Wow, it just hurts my heart.
I love it.
All right, so I've got that all disassembled. By the way, my styrofoam cutter and my guide has been amazing, but my desk space is not sufficient for this project. Oh my gosh. By the way, for some reason, I can't see the chat. So who wants to be in charge of chat?
Sounds like an Aaron Thomas kind of job.
All right.
Yeah.
So, here we go. Got a little to catch up on. Shivan says, does the new guy know that in 1998, The Undertaker threw mankind off Hell in a Cell onto the Smash competition? Johnny,
Okay.
did you know that?
I did. I was
Oh,
a huge
oh,
wrestling fan back then.
All right. What's
Nice.
up? What's up, War Buggies?
Shivan, I had to go look that up because you'd said it so many times. It's pretty dope. Like, I'm not a wrestling fan, but that was an entertaining 3.5 minutes.
Yep.
Very, very entertaining.
I'm kind
Dude, if you-
I'm upset
Hell yeah.
knowing that it's a real thing. I thought it was just something that you made up for a super long time.
Bro, I went to one of my guys at work and I was like, I know you know about wrestling. This dude on our live stream always says this. What's it mean? He was like, oh, I know exactly what that means. Go YouTube, Hell in a Cell, whatever, Undertaker. And I was like, awesome.
By the
So,
way, I'm making a
good
paint sand slurry,
yeah.
just so the viewers know what I'm doing. And this is going to be the foundational paint. All of the squares are Necron stuff coming up, in case anybody cared what was going on with that.
I care how you make your slurry, Aaron.
I want to go back to wrestling.
Okay, let's go back to wrestling.
All right, so if you want to see some really cool stuff, you should check out like Mankind when he was in like Asia doing like the Asia wrestling circuit. That stuff is insane.
What? Why is it different?
Because it's not like normal. Like
It
they're
wasn't
like
regulated.
throwing people. They were like throwing people onto like straight up like a bed of thumbtacks, and like he gets up and there's like 1,000 thumbtacks like bleeding out of his skin. It's amazing.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, well, you should watch it because it's cool.
Wow.
It sounds like a type of event where the opening act would be cockfighting.
but anyways, I was never.
How do you know it isn't?
Yeah.
But it's classy at least.
Touche.
though.
Starhawk
classy.
says
It's
that
classy.
the
It's
lore is
classy.
what got him into the hobby.
Aaron, what gave you the idea to do the diorama?
So, like, book nooks are super pop right now. I believe, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but I think he's a Japanese artist who came out with this like series of really cool, very, very clever little dioramas that go between specific sets of books. And he did like Harry Potter and he did Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And so that started circling around the internet, I want to say, I don't know, 9 months ago or a year ago. And now a lot of people have been doing book nooks, and the book nook has been on my list for a very long time. But the reason why I wanted to do the Indomitus book nook is because I got these two books, and the thing
And they're
about
never going
them,
to be read.
well, first of all, even if I was going to read the lore, I'm not an idiot who cracks the spine on a limited edition book. Okay.
Ooh, wow.
Let's
Big
just
words
Strong
for
and
someone
battle
who's
lines
never
there,
gonna
eh?
catch his spine on that book.
Here's the thing. The spine of the book is super boring. But the covers are amazing. And I was like, I can't just stick these into my shelf because the spines are boring. Like, you need to be able to see these covers. So I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to make a book Nook, because now I can have like this cool Indomitus, 40K Space Marine Necron battle scene going in between these two books, and I can show off the covers at the same time. So it sort of solved a bunch of problems at once, if that makes sense.
Noted.
I think it's funny that they let the spine be so boring when the outside covers look cool.
Dude, the outside covers are really, really cool. They're embossed and, they're awesome. They're some of the prettiest books that GW has ever made, and I own a lot of unread GW books.
Hey, you guys want to know something interesting? Josh is the first person to have gotten me like into the GW lore.
Really?
So it was around that time when I sold you the Grey Knight, if you remember. You repaid me by sending me the Soul Drinkers Omnibus.
Yep.
And that was it. That was it right there.
Dude,
like, I was
Soul
hooked.
Drinker Omnibus, so good. So good. Come on, Sarpent. I've always wanted to make a Soul Drinkers army. Always. But Aaron
I
did
do
it
it
for
too,
me,
but
so
I
don't
would
have
do
to.
the conversion. I would do the conversion ones, like
Oh,
get
yeah,
started on
totally.
like robotic legs and shit like that.
It's got to be that whole spider thing. But like I said,
Yeah.
Aaron's already built the army for me, so I don't have to do it.
Who? Which
Nice.
Aaron?
You did it.
How did I already build the army for you?
Because you got the purple Marines.
Oh my god, I hate your face. I hate your face so much. First of all, there is a loyalist for Purple Marines. So
Yeah, they're called the Soul Drinkers.
What's their shoulder icon? Is it
The chalice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a cock ring, but clearly we're talking about different chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So here's one of the technical problems that I have to solve. I
Alright.
want to lay down some water effects, and I'm 99% sure that it's going to melt my styrofoam, and I don't want to lay down plaster. So I'm hoping that I can cheat my way into this with acrylic paint followed by Elmer's glue. And
Well,
then,
Yeah, you can
and
just
make
do
Mod
Elmer's
Podge.
glue.
You got any Mod Podge?
some Mod Podge,
AKA Elmer's glue.
some Mod Podge
Pretty
will
much.
melt
Yeah.
foam, but no, I don't. I
Close.
don't have any Mod Podge.
Oh.
Well, I have an update on my project. So, this guy is fantastic. I don't know if I still have the box art. I'm sure everybody's seen it, right? Like, dopest model ever. And if you know
that's
me,
awesome.
I have a raging hard-on for chaplains. Love them. I have more chaplains than any other special characters ever, and they go great with the Dark Angels. He's really detailed. He's got a whole lot of stuff. He's got a bunch of like purity seals hanging off the back of him. So long story short, when we get to actually assembling this dude on the bike, I'm not going to be able to paint anything. So he is going to require multiple sub-assemblies.
Really?
Painted. If I want to do a good job, yeah. I mean, I could put them all together and I could slap some paint on him. He'd be cool and he'd be done. But he is about the dopest thing I've made in a long time. So
I'm still pretty sure that you need a hobby intervention. Who is typing like a crazy maniac?
Oh, so sorry about that.
oh, you mean about the painting? Oh,
Oh, maniac.
so as everybody from the last stream knows, I got razzed hard over my paintbrush choices. So I went and bought a whole bunch of different sizes, different brands, all sorts of random crap. And I'm gonna see what works.
I don't think it's a paintbrush problem.
You don't think it's a paintbrush problem?
No,
It's like-
part of it is definitely a paintbrush problem because he was
Okay.
using a zero to paint like a larger surface.
Well, that's a problem. Yeah.
That is
This is a 3-in-1 brand, by the way. If you can see that, this is a 2 in another brand.
Is it
So-
the ones that Big Aaron recommended?
These are the ones that Big Aaron recommended. These red guys right here that have the huge bristles as opposed to the other ones. So I'm actually really excited about those because they look like they're going to have a a nice tip on them, and particularly when you start looking at like this is bigger than a GW medium shade brush.
I
Right.
did forget to mention that mine I get are the golden tacklon.
I
think
figured that.
is another type of marmot, I guess. Yeah, marmots have great fur apparently for brushes.
I thought
They do.
I thought you only bought synthetic.
No, there are synthetic golden tachyon or whatever they're called. I have one right here.
Wait. Last time you shared a a thing of $2 brushes. Are these?
Yeah.
These are the brushes that we're talking about.
Yeah, these are.
Yeah, I have different varieties of them. The green one here is the golden tachyon or whatever.
Yeah, and I went with the synthetic for these guys, but I did find another cheaper brand that came pretty well recommended, and these are the Marmot, the cheaper bristly bristles. So, but these are dope, man. The ones you recommended, the Sax brushes are fantastic. They're like, well, I was looking around for them. It was like, are you a school teacher? Do you need 500 brushes? Here's a box of 500 brushes for $12.
Hey, Aaron, your camera went out.
Not that cheap.
Which
but,
one?
The
The one that's your face on it.
one in Zoom.
No one cares about that camera.
So very, very excited about the new paintbrushes. Very excited.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that's gonna drastically help my my horrible painting.
Well, definitely painting giant flat surfaces with a 0
Oh, good God.
is probably probably a problem.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I didn't think they were giant flash. Remember, I was painting bolters. I was painting bolt rifles.
Yeah.
I know.
But
a rectangle.
apparently,
But
some conceptual changes that need to happen as well, in the sense of that is a giant flat surface.
Yep.
Conceptual changes.
No, I'm serious. Like, there's a tremendous amount of this hobby.
Thus the intervention.
Yeah, but there's a lot of this hobby that really is the perspective of how you approach something.
Definitely, I agree
Absolutely.
100%. Okay, now I need to fill in. I need a small crappy brush.
Because like
Oh, crap.
those hormagaunts, man, those hormagaunts don't get any love at all.
Where be
I think
all
it
the
is.
small crap brush?
They hit him on you.
There
Man.
we go. I got it.
Dude, I totally used the wrong base for the wrong person. Like, I have two
That-
bases and I used them incorrectly.
You mean you couldn't decide whether you wanted a left-handed curb or a right-handed curb?
No, I wanted no curb.
Oh,
Because
no.
for some reason, Daredevil is on a gravestone.
That makes sense.
Right.
There's
but,
there's
I'm
no
in the
gravestones
street.
next to curbs.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I'm going to go see if I can find another bit real quick.
So you're saying they came out with one unique base and now everything's screwed because it
And
doesn't
now
make
it's-
sense with anything else.
I think that you should make it so that when you assemble all of your guys together, it is very clear that they are all standing on curbs around an intersection. And then you could make a display base. He's
I
not
mean-
even here to listen, but I still think it'd be fun.
I'm here. I'm right here.
Oh, I think you should make them also they fit on a display base that is like an intersection, like Abbey Road style, where all your dudes are stepping off curbs.
Dude, that'd be a really big Abbey Road thing right now.
You
So
know,
many dudes.
You got to do what you got to do, buddy.
Guess what, guys?
What's up?
They're done.
What's done?
My build.
All right, now paint them.
Yeah, well, I gotta go spray paint them, I guess.
Aaron, your face is out again.
Dude, there's nothing I can do about it.
All right, fine. I'll stop telling you.
The only thing I can do about it is click the button.
Aaron, your face is gone. Now it's back.
You realize
All right.
half the people are here for that moneymaker, so.
Here we go.
I mean, that does make me feel good that people are specifically here to look at my face.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
and I think that just means that we need to go ahead and start you an OnlyFans or something. Really get the
Oh, yeah.
really get the
People's count
cake up.
Who wants
Yeah.
my brush water? Now for sale.
Hey,
Who's,
I'm just saying.
Who's on the
Never-
under or over how long this is going to take to break?
What the break?
Look at my screen. This is Daredevil's model.
It'll be broken by the end of the episode.
Yes. It is super cool looking, but yeah, that looks fragile.
Yeah, and
You already
There's
built
no support there.
yeah, they're already done, bro. They've been doing a really good job on the new models and putting them together because their head doesn't come in like 50 pieces.
That's good.
Daredevil's head and Bullseye's head, both one single piece. That's a big improvement.
That is pretty cool because you.
How many
said
pieces
that
was the
has been-
baton?
The baton was one piece. That whole arm was one piece.
And I guess the cable or that.
Nope, that's all one piece.
Get out of here! Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, the gravestone was two pieces. So it was two arms, two torso pieces, two legs, and two halves of a gravestone. And that was it. Bullseye had his pouches and his gun holster were separate. Otherwise, two arms, two legs, and a head.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They definitely improved on their production quality.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead. I got to let some paint dry. I am going to fade over, and I'm going to fix my video again. Just
Get the hair dryer.
We already got Starbucks in for an OnlyFans member.
Oh,
We got
do?
one.
fantastic. I am going to mute my microphone so we don't get double sound. Hopefully, does anybody have the audio from the live stream playing?
What? No.
Well, let's just. I'm gonna play the preview video, and hopefully everybody can hear it. That's all I'm saying.
Hello and welcome to the Week in Warhammer. My name is Max and I'm going to be guiding you through the next 7 days of your favourite hobby. New codexes inbound, brace for impact. Coming in hot this week we have 2 new Codex Supplements for the Deathwatch and Space Wolves. These include all the rules you'll need to hone your collection of Space Wolves and Deathwatch warriors into a company of heroes ready to hunt down the Imperium's foes. This week also sees the arrival of a brand new way to start collecting Warhammer 40,000, the Combat Patrol. Combat Patrols are the perfect way to get your new army up and running for existing and new players alike. It's literally a Combat Patrol-sized force in a
Are we all
box.
muted?
The Outriders from the Indomitus box are now available to buy separately.
Oh shit! I
It's
didn't
time
see.
to run down
I was
the
like-
Imperium's
I was
foes.
expecting
2
him.
powerful new HQ choices from the Prophecy of the Wolf box set will now be available separately. Ragnar Blackmane to lead your Space Wolves into combat, or Gazgul Thraka to lead your Orc War. Alongside all these fantastic miniature releases, a brand new painting handle is released. The Painting Handle Mark II is ergonomically designed to make your hobby time that little bit easier. The Doctor will see you now. Necromunda players will soon be able to recruit a sinister rogue doc to their gang. But don't be fooled by his profession, this Doctor is more than capable of defending himself in combat with his medical mechadendrites. Do you enjoy fielding mighty
My wife has that
Forge
hairdryer.
machinery and units in your Warhammer 40,000 games? Well, boy, oh
I think they got a
boy,
chuckle out of
I have
them.
the book for you. The Imperial Armor Compendium includes updates for units and miniatures produced by Forge World for their use in Warhammer 40,000. Available to pre-order
This is the
in
kind of
full
OnlyFans
Friday.
content right here. We have to
We
wonder
have a
what is
whole
he
host
blow
of
drying.
book releases this week from Black Library, including Deathwatch: The Long Vigil, Ragnar Blackmane in limited edition hardback, Darkness in the Blood, Blood Quest Volume 1, a graphic novel, and the Nightbringer audiobook. As always, be sure to join us over
So,
on
Josh, how was the game
warhammertv.com
for this?
a week full of fantastic articles,
Amazing.
and join us on Warhammer TV,
Yeah,
where we have
I've heard good
5
things
years of
about it.
amazing content to keep you entertained.
Yeah, it's super tactical, super fun. You can play a bunch of different ways.
Okay, so that is the video for the pre-releases, and they have a bunch of stuff that's coming out. I was not aware, actually, until I just watched the video, that they're coming out with a new handle for holding
Yeah.
miniatures.
Oh, you haven't heard the jokes about those?
I haven't.
Dude.
Tell me these jokes.
Dude, the jokes are that it looks like a plug for your anus.
It does.
Well, way to skirt around that.
It really does.
Makes me wonder why you need to skirt around that, Josh.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's
bad, man. It's bad.
I didn't know that there was a problem with the old one. But now that I know that it has dual purpose, I understand why they need a redesign.
Yeah, if you go to their website and read the comments, like before they get deleted, it is the funniest thing in the world.
It is brutal. It is absolutely brutal.
Wait, there's comments on the Games Workshop website itself?
No, on their Facebook.
On their Facebook.
The only thing that could be better would be if someone would go ahead and link like the Wendy's Facebook to it, and have the Wendy's Facebook set them on fire. Because
oh, that'd be great.
It just, yeah, man. I don't know what they were thinking, or who was in what board meeting and didn't want to speak up. Because, we've all seen them.
We have.
So I feel like you did a disservice to GW. But I don't know. Maybe in the UK they like sent out a care package to everyone. They're like, hey, you're gonna be locked in your house for a long time. NHS paying for the whole thing. Enjoy.
2 for 1. 2 for 1.
You got 2 adults in your house, you get 2. So, on the real though, I think it's like spring loaded. When you set it down, the point will recede into the handle. That's the only thing I can think about actually using this device for its intended purpose. Which would, also cause some problems if you were trying to use it for its non-intended purpose.
I think little kid hands. The other, the normal ones are kind of fat, right?
I love them, yeah.
A little kid can wrap his hand around that skinny part, and the fat bottom base, I'm assuming, is kind of weighted. So it makes it easier to sit down and for it to like not fall over as much.
Well, but the fat part, man, like it tapers into a point. How do you set it down? Like I hope my hands are gesturing strongly enough to explain my concern about this shit. But like I just don't get it. So someone
it's not
here,
for you to understand.
Well, when Aaron gets one, we'll all find out how comfortable it is.
Okay, well, so the question then is,
I'm so glad that I've
find out first,
so I don't have to be part of this conversation.
Through Facebook or through the OnlyFans?
The OnlyFans, obviously. Like, if that's the
obviously,
route, if that's the route we're going, we need to do Patreon.
Well, Starhawks did say the problem with the old one is that it wasn't girthy enough.
I mean, like, I bought both sizes of the old one, and honestly, the bigger one is just too big.
No, the big ones, I like them. It depends on the miniature, right? Because at the end...
What is this one for?
That one's for your 60 and 80 millimeter bases.
That one's for Ultron.
That one's for Ultron. Do I have...
For Ultron.
Because, like, it doesn't fit this one. I've never used this one. I actually thought that I was buying this one for me, and I was buying the little one for another person, which... Considering the context of this conversation, I don't want to say who, but I didn't know that it needed a redesign. But hey, it's a redesign.
Every Christmas they put out a new one.
So, but hold on, real fast. Since we're here, just in case someone on the stream doesn't know and all that fun stuff. There are these 3 little metal dots on the side of each one of these paint holders.
Right, and that's. The attachment, the clippy clamps.
Or if you have bits that are magnetized, you just magnetize straight to the little pins, and you can have your bits on the side, paint them up, your main model up on top. So there's some other things you can do with.
Does the new one not have that? Oh,
I am unaware. I got stuck on the whole butt plug thing.
There's one magnet on the side of it.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if these are magnets.
There's one piece of metal on the side of it.
Yeah,
one circle
they're not
metal
magnets.
thing.
I gotcha. But this, it's nice because again, if you have a couple little bits or something like that, you can have them all in the same place. You can paint them up. But again, that requires that you did some other work.
All right, your weekly Sean's hobby tip.
I got my moments, man. I have a hobby question if you guys want to just let me run with it.
Yeah, run
Go
with
for
it.
it.
So I have an indoor spray booth. I work in my garage. I have a spray booth. It's got a bunch of filters. It comes with the spray filter. I'm gonna walk over to it.
By the way, really quickly, I apologize to interrupt. I'm putting my video source at the bottom. So Johnny, you're now in the middle. So
Okay.
when my video goes out, it's going to be less of an issue because I'm at the bottom.
No
And
one looks at the bottom.
It literally went out while I said that. All right, Sean, give us your hobby issue.
So I've got this booth, right? And it's fantastic. It's got fans. I rigged up some stuff so it blows through a home filter on the output because it's not going outside or anything like that. And my concern is my paint buildup is absurd. It's
Okay.
utterly absurd. And I
Like
don't know
on
what
the
to do about it.
filter?
Yeah, on the filter. So it's like, I feel like I should be, if this was any other filter, I'd throw this the fuck away right now because the buildup on it, right? You know, you try to like put some air through it and the airflow is obviously impeded. You should have seen the other one that I replaced, but this is after a single spraying of maybe priming a dozen models, right? So I don't know how terrible you can tell it is, but the airflow is probably impeded at least like a third, maybe up to half. And I don't know if there's anything to do about that.
I mean, I can
What
tell you
about
that the actual spray booth filter that we have at the studio, I mean, it would get pretty nasty pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can tell you what the handbook said.
Tell me what the handbook says.
The handbook says that the effectiveness of the filter for actually getting rid of the particulates goes away after I believe it was like 10 hours of use. But the real problem is that in the workplace setting, the filter becomes flammable because it's saturated with paint.
Fun.
Well, there's only one way to test that. Go outside and light it up.
So the question is,
Oh.
if it's still keeping the contaminant out, then that's fine. Who cares? But don't smoke next to your filter.
Okay. And what it's really interesting, what I've been doing, I'm a terrible person. But as that filter,
You really are a terrible person. We're
As that
not
filter-
talking about what I have on the screen, so I'm changing screens.
Hey guys, do you remember when we played the video and then immediately started talking about something else?
Well, we did get sidetracked by booties.
yeah. But on the real, I mean, so what I've been doing is I just peel that outer layer that's totally inundated with paint off the whole thing,
I think that's perfectly fine.
and then just keep using it. Because again, I got multiple filters set up to filter out as much as I can. But I just wanted to see what you guys said because it was weird and I didn't have an answer. And
I think it's totally fine. I think you should change the filter when it gets way too crazy. But in general, since you're not like in a machine shop and there probably aren't people MIG welding, you should be fine.
that is correct. There are no people MIG welding.
That's
Probably a
good.
good thing.
So let's
love
see.
MIG welding.
New GW right off the bat. 2 new codexes coming out super quick: Death Watch and Space Wolves. Before we even talk about Death Watch and Space Wolves, does it give you the warm and fuzzy that codexes are going to be coming hot and fast?
Yes.
I mean, to a certain extent, yes. I hope that they are not just pumping stuff out to pump stuff out, because the last few that they put out at the start of the edition stunk. They stunk it up bad. So hopefully they're actually decent builds. That's all I can say. I'm just hoping.
I love you. You can come say hi if you want to, but
Do you
then
think?
you gotta go back to bed.
Are
Oh,
you
here's the
upset
camera.
that these 2 codexes are not Xenos?
In case anybody does fantasy, this is my resident goblin.
Hello, Goblin.
He's got a toughness of 2,
That's,
but
that's high
does-
since normal humans start at 1.
exactly, exactly, and that. Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Be gone with you, child.
Goblin sleep time.
My favorite is be about your business.
So, like, they just
love
came
you.
out with the Space Marine book and the Necron book, and inside of the Space Marine book, there was a whole bunch of sub-chapters, and then the next 2 codexes they release are more Space Marine chapters. Like, what about Chaos? What about Xenos?
GW hates everything but Space Marines. It's a valid fact.
No.
So.
They just want 40K to be 30K.
No,
Yeah.
no.
They're like,
no,
we
no.
can make a whole thing just the Space Marines. Done.
No.
You're saying no a lot. Why?
GW realizes, I think that they're in this kind of paradoxical situation where the Marines make them lots of money, but they also, beyond everybody else, right? And we know this because it's taken so long for them to even acknowledge that a meta exists, let alone try to deal with it on the tabletop. They want to push the narrative play. They want us fighting Chaos and Xenos and all that fun stuff, right? The problem is that they decided to do the 2 stupidest bullshit armies that exist for the Loyalists first. So I'm super disappointed in that because Space Wolves are just...
You hate Space Wolves?
I hate Space Wolves so much.
As a resident Space Wolf player and Deathwatch player, kiss my ass.
Okay, well that's fair.
Listen,
but that just
was
means
the
that
perfect rebuttal, and there's your dad joke for the evening.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, on the real, man, I am a little disappointed that there wasn't a Xeno army. I would have expected this schedule to be more along the lines of a good guy and a bad guy, right? We release 2 codex. Here's the guys. Here's the campaign supplement you can buy. You know, here's all the stuff about their war zone, blah 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 blah, right? So I'm a little disappointed that they missed out on that because that could have been a really
Could have been a
really
nice
good.
segue.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you that. Lore wise, it makes no sense.
Lore-wise,
to-
lore-wise, it makes no sense. But you are both a Deathwatch
Okay.
player and a Space Wolf player. I didn't know that.
It's true.
And I just do kill team with it. Nothing main campaign wise, only because time permitting. I just go for the quick games.
Right.
But I'm very invested in the lore for both.
Well, and I think you're gonna get a lot of good stuff out of those books, man, because they have been going hog wild on the campaign stuff, the fluff that informs it. They are really spending.
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
looking
time.
forward to.
Yeah, and I mean they're really spending a lot of time building up that paradigm.
So do you think?
Which is
So
awesome.
I guess I didn't really think about it from your perspective, because from your perspective, the new book came out and you kind of got screwed because none of your stuff was in it. So do you feel like they're just trying to get the Space Marine stuff out of the way so that they can get all the Space Marine players happy, and there's not one Space Marine player going, "Hey, that's great that you updated everything except Deathwatch." Do you think it's just going to be, let's get all Space Marine out of the way and then we'll start hitting?
Are you
Xenos?
talking about me or our guest?
I'm talking about our guest.
Okay.
So, from a I'll answer your question in 2 ways, only because I've seen both sides of it. From a personal heart player, great. All the Space Marines, and it's like I can care less about the Xenos and stuff. And when it comes to the lore, again, it's all forgotten about too, because the Space Marines usually always win unless the lore is dedicated to that instance. But from a business standpoint, you're losing out on a valuable opportunity to bring in that Xenos player that has an interest in that specific Xenos when they're waiting on the back burner for, this release to come out. All the Space Marine chapters, like there's always new ones being made or kind of honored. And I think we still have the Blood Angels, Salamanders, White Scars already came out.
No, but we need a supplement. We need supplements for all of those.
Yeah,
Do we need supplements?
Yeah,
we have
need a
to.
book.
Named characters, war gear,
Yeah,
Ravenwood
relics,
Bikers,
all that crap.
yeah, specialty units. There's so much stuff that is not included in the core codex. Even for the Ultramarines, they're going to have a supplement that covers all of their chapter specific stuff. But anyway, I'm sorry I took over.
I'm just saying like I find it kind of shocking that they just dropped double Marines, and I really would have expected. I mean, I guess the only thing that I can think is like when they do chaos, it's gonna be a carnival of chaos. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like 6 months of chaos after chaos after chaos. That's the only thing that I can think that they're planning on doing.
No,
I wouldn't be surprised if they call it like the Year of Chaos or something.
The macabre carnival of carnage.
Well, there's starting to be rumors of new Xenos race
Oh, a
I
new
saw that.
one.
in January-ish.
This piece didn't glue, and it makes me sad.
Sorry.
There could be more in the mix, for sure. But I think that there's enough Space Marine chapters out there that, sure, they can dump a couple up front. I don't mind. Let them have the bad codexes.
So the other interesting thing is I really like the idea that the starter boxes are a patrol detachment.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that too.
I think that's really smart.
Oh, absolutely. Sell me something I can use immediately.
Right.
The biggest question that you get from new players is, I have this starter box. What do I need? What should I get next? Right? Because they can play, 25 power level or 20 or whatever little power level it is. And now they want to move up to 1,000-point games. And when you're new, spending $75 on a single model that you don't know whether it's going to do what you need it to do is a big ask, right? So if you can go ahead and you can put out a package with everything that someone needs, hopefully with the eye towards that meta of like, this is actually going to be useful.
Well, it's interesting because we actually got a private message to CGN where somebody was trying to buy their significant other some Warhammer stuff, right? And they really wanted to make the right decision. And what I realized is, first of all, they do not have a really good starter set for contrast, right? That's a problem. They really needed a starter box for contrast.
Yeah, they do.
And so it was really hard for me to try and explain because, I was like, well, the easiest thing to do is to buy this box, and these models, and trying to suss out like what this person likes. But then at the end of the conversation, I told them, I'm like, look, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna buy this starter box. You're gonna buy these starter paints. You're gonna take them out. You're gonna assemble them. You're either gonna like the process and get into it, and then be immediately back at the Games Workshop store or back at your local place buying more stuff, and you don't need to worry too much about what you're specifically buying right now, or you're not, So like, let's not worry too much about that. But what I really wanted to tell them to buy was like, hey, buy this starter set of contrast paint, which doesn't exist. And I found it very difficult to explain to somebody who knows nothing about miniature painting at all why they should take the time to buy these 5 individual paints and this one particular primer over just buying a starter box. And so GW needs to do some work and some education there on making not only these patrol detachments the way that you start the game, but also building in, hey, buy the patrol detachment and buy this box that includes the materials that you need to assemble and paint them.
All right, I got a question. Can you guys see these two heads? Can you see these two heads?
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah,
Focusing on your hand instead of the head.
You can kind of tell they're chaplain head.
Whatever
better?
one doesn't have a helmet on is the correct one.
So they both have helmets on, but
Oh, let's see
Homeboy is Mad Max with a spike strip up on his the
For
top
the
of his
bike,
head.
yeah, that one.
Yeah,
And that's your answer right there.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
All right, that's the guy.
that's the guy.
What about no helmet?
No.
No, Josh, no.
I'm just messing with Sean. He loves no helmets.
Is there any chaplain characters that walk around without a helmet on?
Yes.
And
They're the ones that are
stupid.
truly protected by faith. They don't
Whatever,
care.
bro. Those are the guys that die.
Nope.
Read a book.
There's Cassius. There's Cassius from the Ultramarines. He's a part of the Death Watch.
Does he not have?
oh.
Was he not issued a helmet, or did he lose it, or something?
No, he chooses not to wear it to mock the enemy.
To mock the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
check
mean,
this
like
out.
in the lore, he has it on his side, like mag-locked, but he just doesn't wear
He mag locks it to the side of him.
it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Here's the
And
thing,
Ulrich
guys.
from the Space Wolves, but he does wear it in battle, but he is seen most often without it.
Love you. Good night.
Well, hopefully he doesn't get shot in the face.
Yeah.
Okay, every Space Marine character that's awesome has no helmet. So I just like to put that out there.
Well, yeah, that's just.
That's a given.
So if you want your character not to be awesome, I guess put a helmet on them.
I listen.
So much shade.
Sean and I are in the same camp. If I'm going out on the battlefield, I don't like statistically, if I know that I have this invulnerability field and that it only protects me 50% of the time, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get shot at least 3 times, I'm wearing a helmet. You know what I mean? Like,
That checks out.
like just statistically, I'm going to wear that.
That's why you're not hardcore, I guess.
That's why I am not in charge of a
The
legion.
the only reason on the Warhammer 40K battlefield that I'm not wearing a helmet is because it saved my life while Gasgul tried to crush my skull, and my helmet is destroyed. Short of that, we're wearing helmets.
I feel like you should do a custom chapter, and your emblem should be a helmet.
Ooh.
So that actually brings up a really interesting point. So as you know, I've been paring down miniatures left and right. Once I put together the Dark Angels, which are going to have a significant contingent of Primaris Marines, a significant contingent of Old Boys, Space Marines, I believe they're called, as well as a motor pool that just is ridiculous. I think that I might branch out into a Raptors or Raven Guard army because I have all the models to do it without buying any more models.
Can I make a crazy suggestion?
Do it.
Go get away from Marines, man.
Well, he's doing Tyranids.
Tyranids, yeah, and he does
I know.
count.
Tyranids
I know.
and Towels.
Listen.
Do another one.
Here's what I think you should do. You should totally make a dual-purpose army. Do Alpha Legion, who are built like loyalists, but you could still run them as Chaos if you wanted to.
Well,
Oh
he
my
already
God,
has
this is
a
gonna
one
be
for the
gonna
Dark.
be so hot, guys. I am so excited right now.
That hot. Oh my god.
gosh. This is looking fantastic.
Josh, I think that's actually a really good idea, and I have always kind of had a thing for the Alpha Legion, and I have now. But see, the thing is, I don't know if I would want to do them with the Primaris, or if I would want to do them with one of the myriad armies that I have for Chaos.
You would definitely want to do them as the new Space Marines, the
As
fatty
Primaris.
ones. Primaris. Here's why. Is because all the regular fluff people will be super angry at you. And basically all of the new Chaos Space Marines is going to have big fatties anyways. You can run them as anything you want then. But I would do the silver base and then do a contrast of that crazy blue, and that's your Alpha Legion color. It should be pretty
And
easy.
I think that's pretty solid because I think I've got about 1,500 points just off bat.
All right. So speaking of new armies, I'm going back to the GW website.
Okay.
Space Wolves. It looks like they're getting different heads. Is that correct? They're getting different heads for their Primaris models?
Are they actually different heads?
It looks like it, unless it's just
Oh, yeah,
really
they do.
clever
Yeah.
painting.
Oh, they look like it because they got beards and mustaches.
They got beards and mustaches, and then I have to say, because I think that that's what comes in the combat patrol, which I think is really cool. I'm gonna skip over the bikes because what I want to get to is this. How pretty is the book? Oh my gosh!
Beautiful.
Definitely another book that needs to go on my shelf, never to be read.
I feel like you're the bad guy in Toy Story. Except it's
I am like the bad guy in Toy Story. Like, buy them all and put them in their boxes and then sell them to a collector.
You're the bad guy in Toy Story. Yeah.
I mean,
You should tell your son that tomorrow.
Of all the bad guys to be, like that's okay, I guess.
Oh, I saw this super awesome conversion. Dude did Toy Story characters. Sorry, you can't hear me.
Oh, yeah.
As Primaris?
The Primaris Toy Story. Yes.
Yeah. And
so
like Buzz
cool.
Lightyear was one of the intercessors, and he had these weird zombie things for the aliens, and he had guardsmen, like and dope guardsmen. It wasn't just like, oh, here's some models. Like he did a fantastic job.
Dude,
on this
I
stuff.
have to find this picture. I have to find it.
It is
Awesome picture.
Oh.
And then Rex is a crew from Forge World, and I think Woody is a.
Oh yeah, Rex is a
gene stealer,
a Narlock or whatever they're called. I think I feel like Woody was one of the maybe like the.
He was a gene stealer.
He was the gene stealer gunslinger, because cowboys, So he did a pretty good job. And then Bo Peep was.
I wish I could remember the name of the artist
Majos.
because it would be so much easier to pull up.
Isn't it always that way?
Oh, here we go. It's called War Hammer 40K. Got it. I got it.
Are you sure that it's Warhammer 40K?
Yeah. But the logo, of course, it takes me to Reddit. But the logo is like the Toy Story logo. All right, let's see if I can.
Well, I think it takes you to Reddit.
So there we go. I got it.
Reddit.
I got it up. Can I make it bigger? Yes, I can. So they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing that I've run into so far this week.
And it's like, what's really cool about it is not only have they, because do you remember the Smurf, the 40K Smurf army from like 10 years ago?
Yes.
So the 40K Smurf army did its job where it looked like Smurfs, but what's really, really cool about this paint job is that it still feels grimdark, right? Like it's like grimdark Toy Story, which is what's so awesome about it. You know what I mean?
You know what I also think is the Great Army. I love the guys who did the Lego head on the new Primaris design.
Yes.
I love them. They look great.
He runs a whole page. He does all of his armies with Lego heads. He was featured in one of the I Should Be Painting, but he has a whole page where, in an Instagram where all of his guys are painted, and then they have a custom Lego head that he makes. He's awesome. He's super cool.
So speaking of Lego heads, we're all aware of this weird game, whatever it is, with the red, blue, green, and they're trying to figure out who's the bad guy on the spaceship, and everyone's killing each other. It's super popular right now. Among Us. There we go. Some dude took Lego bodies and melted them and added some green stuff and did some things to make them look a little bit more organic. And then took the spaceman helmets, the old ones from the 1980s, cracked them up, put skulls inside of them, and then chopped them up, put blood on some places, those different things, tried to pay attention to how they would have died. And he made all the dead Among Us characters.
Really?
And yeah, it was super super fun because it was just like I have a lot of respect for this. He did a really good job, and took something that's classically nice and fun and whatever, and like this is a dead body floating in space. So I
have to say, like, in terms of the amount of like mixed media stuff, I love it. Do you remember when we went to Adepticon, Josh, and you brought the Pokemon objectives, and then we weren't allowed to be on the GW live stream even though we were top table because they didn't want to promote something that wasn't GW.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny. It was just because my buddy's birthday was like the week before, and as a joke, they get a Pokemon party for him. So I had like these favors, and I'm like, these are awesome. I'm totally gonna use them.
And it makes sense because you got to catch them all, right? And they're objective
That's right.
markers. Like, it was genius.
Totes.
Chiven pointed out the chaplain in the Indomitus box had no helmet. So thanks for proving me wrong.
Whoa! Hold on. Let me open a cabinet.
Wait, but does it come with a helmet option?
No.
Really?
Yeah, but who cares?
Well, I understand that you don't care. I know you don't care.
Real thugs from the Rock.
Real thugs.
Don't give a shit if you don't give me a helmet. This is one of my favorite conversions that I've done so far.
You need to put something behind it so that it will focus, and it's gonna look dope. You guys, I can't wait to stick this inside the box and turn the lights on. It's gonna be gorgeous. I have so much
Step one.
so much laser cutting to do though.
Cut a hole in the box. Step 2.
Put your lights inside the box.
Can you see it, or is my lighting shit?
You can see it pretty good. It looks awesome.
Yeah, he is my new favorite.
Awesome.
I took just another generic Chaplain limited release sculpt and ripped off all the cool parts and put them on him, and he is badass beyond all belief. Absolutely love him. So, like I said, Chaplains all day for Sean.
Does anybody care to talk about Warcry Catacombs?
Only thing that I really know about it is that people are losing their minds over the price.
Yeah, it was
Josh,
like
why
$210,
don't
right?
you give us a breakdown of what you get
It's
for
like
how much money?
$210, and a lot of the set is in the previous set.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
so
feels
these-
like you got to play a board game now for it. People compare it to Arena for Kill Team, which no one plays. And the terrain is pretty crap in this because it's a lot of doors and very tiny scattered terrain.
Yeah, the terrain is rubbish.
It's not great. If you already play the game, you already got the core rule book, and the core book's in this. So that's kind of a waste for you. There's the 2 new factions, which, hey, if you like both of them, all for
Wait
it.
a couple of weeks and they'll put them out in a new box, and
Yeah.
there'll be 10 of them instead of the regular.
Right, and then you got the Catacombs book, and then you have to play it on a board. I don't want to play Warcry on a board. I don't even like to play Warcry with the cards that tell you the layout of the game.
Wait, what? You don't play with the cards that tell you the layout of the game?
No, I hate it.
That's the
What?
only way we ever played, Josh.
No, I hated it.
No.
We started doing that, and then we're like, this is awful. We're just gonna start doing regular.
Yeah. You guys have plenty of Warcry videos where you just don't use the terrain. You just set it up in a cool way.
Yeah. I mean, I like the board. I like the idea that it has like this lava stuff. I like the little bridges and whatnot. I did not know the price. If I were looking at this, my guesstimate price would have been $75.
Really?
Yeah, because to me it just looks like a piece of cardboard with a whole bunch of doors.
Right.
Well, that's a
Guys,
miss.
I gotta step away for a quick second. I think I hear my kid calling. I'm gonna go mute.
The miniatures look pretty cool though.
Yeah, but you're going to be able to get, just like Josh said, there's going to be a $60 box that'll come out in a couple weeks, and you can get the cool models then.
Oh, this one dude with like the cool snake tail, and they're really pretty.
Yeah, the fact that they're elves is really kind of aggravates me, but I think I might get them and make them all vampires.
Oh, that would be
There's not enough
sick.
vampire representation in Warhammer Fantasy.
There is not enough vampire representation.
Okay, so I have a question. I always have questions.
Tell me.
I don't have any idea what this war cry thing is that you're speaking of. Is this a new
You've never
thing?
played Warcry?
Nope.
Warcry's been out for 2 years. It's a really cinematic but super, super, super easy fantasy skirmish game based in the mortal realms of Age of Sigmar.
Okay, cool.
It's a great little skirmish game. It's super, like, the fun thing about it is it's very fast to play, and if things go wrong for you, it's okay because you're going to play 4 more games. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, excellent. So now the question is, think about my 8-year-old.
Your 8-year-old would like it.
Enough.
Yeah, your 8-year-old would like it.
This would be the good version for your 8-year-old because it pretty much eliminates height, and it's just, you have to jump over or figure out how to get over the lava now, which I think makes more sense conceptually to a child, I would assume.
I agree.
And this is a little bit more linear. You probably are having to rely a little bit less on measuring, if they did it right, because they've done all sorts of games where there's like tiles on the floor and those tiles are not 1 inch. And it's like, bros, come on. If you just made each tile 1 inch, everyone could just eyeball and just move and have fun rather than breaking out tape measures every 5 seconds.
Well, I just learned a very valuable lesson. And that is if I take my piece of acrylic and I paint the back of it black, it totally stops the really beautiful lighting effect that you get when acrylic gets hit by light and it looks garbage. So I'm super glad that I didn't print or laser cut 9 toppers and then ruin them by painting their backs. And then I only ruined 3.
Lesson learned.
But it is stark. Like, I don't know. I bet they can see it on the stream. Like, the one that I painted the back black, even though it's clear, it almost looks like a solid green. And the one that is unpainted is like glowing as though it had uranium in it.
Yep.
So, okay. We know that we are... The problem is, like, is the Elmer's glue gonna ruin it when I glue it down? I don't know the answer.
Well, take the ones that you just painted the back on.
Well, that won't tell me. I have to sacrifice this one. I have to sacrifice it. I'm gonna have to glue it down to something and then look at it tomorrow. It's the only possibility.
Spoken like a true chapter captain. Sacrifice if needed.
I think based off of this first test, I think it's going to be okay. It doesn't look like it's messed up the luminosity. I don't know. What is it called? Luminosity? I don't know. I don't know these science words.
You just really messed up the back face culling.
I really did mess up the back face culling. That is for sure. Our render distance is very low now. So that's really like, I mean, I don't know how deep people want to go into the 40K stuff. There's the Necromunda box.
The new Necromunda terrain looks super dope.
Yes, it does.
Okay, let's talk about it. I'm fading it in.
2 like lookout towers. If you look at it, it kind of looks like the terrain from 8th edition. Let's see, I think I have some over here. What is this? The Sector Mechanicus terrain?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
So it looked like that. If you look close, it has the beams, but it has the cool platforms over it. It looks kind of like the outer walls of some sort of weird town, and it has a really, really cool 3-story tower.
Yes, Jason, PVA glue, School of Glue does dry clear, which is why that's the best bet. However, I don't know if the matte-ness of it is going to affect it, but I think it's going to be okay. So I think you and I are both on the same correct path, that the PVA glue is going to be just fine. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. It's just another thing that, like, I think it's just cool terrain, and you could do stuff with it to make it look like pretty cool 40K terrain. Like, my Death Guard are in a very, like, the basing is a very, very industrial, destroyed environment. And I just think that would look really cool on a Death Guard table terrain.
Well, and Aaron, I think that there is a tremendous amount of terrain that has been released lately. Not like super current, but over, the past couple years, basically through the end of 7th and 8th and into all of 8th edition, that kind of focuses on that Mechanicum style battle zone.
I mean,
right?
I really like this terrain because I feel like it's stylized different enough that it's going to add something unique to your battlefield. Because honestly, I'm kind of feeling like all the terrain that GW is coming out is too similar. Like, it's just more cathedral walls and more Promethean pipes, except this time the cathedral walls have, like, submarine doors instead of church doors, and the Promethean pipes have church steeples instead of plasma conduits.
It feels like the past several generations of GW terrain, you get 2 flavors for each type of set. You have the cathedral and you have the industrial. And
now they're almost the same.
Yeah. And now, the last edition to this edition, now they did a lot of it deliberately so that it could go together. And it's kind of funny that we're talking about this because in my one and only game of 9th edition, I realized did not have enough big terrain. I haven't really bothered with terrain in the past because I would always go to the store and play. But since that's not going to happen, I need a big cool table. So I'm starting to buy terrain stuff, and I'm going to make big, huge epic kit bash.
Starhawk, making terrain is my favorite thing. Like, I love making terrain, hence the, this awesome little box that I'm making. And I think that your point, Starhawk, is true, that it may be that the majority of the community is so used to making their own terrain that GW has never felt like it needs to put out terrain. But I really would like some more variety, honestly.
Why not some Xenos terrain? Why not interesting chaos terrain that could be like an actual big building?
Tau is the only one that I think ever got official terrain, right? Oh, no. There's the warp gates for the Eldar.
Yeah, there's a piece here and there.
Like, Tau have a whole bunch of weird terrain on.
No, it's all third party, right? There's tons of Tau terrain. There's tons of chaos terrain. There's all sorts of cool shit, but it's all third party. GW makes so little, and the big cool stuff that they do with chaos is, their giant fortress of blood or whatever that costs $10 million.
That's true.
Then of course, this should make Sean happy. We got the new Dark Angels Legion, the Deathwing Company, coming out for the Horus Heresy. I think these models look dope.
With those shields?
With the shields and the helmets, and Sean, not only are they all wearing helmets, but they're wearing fancy helmets.
Right?
Fancy.
Nah, I'm all about that. I can't wait to get them. I will be using those as blade guards, I think.
Oh,
for most stuff.
That's a super good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like most of this podcast has been, this live chat has been an advertisement for Gorilla School Glue, brought to you by Gorilla.
Yeah, we have to have
Pidiego.
our unofficial one, right?
Yeah, our unofficial advert. Dude, I got a lot more done tonight than I thought I was. Like, I'm actually, like, in a spot where I kind of have to wait because the next step is to let this river thing dry. And then, I mean, I can show what I'm going to do next. I bought this really awesome 2-part epoxy. And then with that, I bought this giant bag of pure pearlescent pigment, which allows you to mix it with the epoxy without causing any crazy chemical reactions. So I have this sage green, which is a special dye from Woodland Scenic that makes like this murky green water, and I have
cool.
green pearlescent. So I'm gonna make like pearlescent sludge running down this terrain piece.
Ooh, I can't wait to see that.
I think it's going to be really, really awesome. But I got the entire thing based. I got a bunch of sand down. I have the whole thing dry brushed. I have my Necron pieces edged in green. Like, I didn't think I was going to get this far.
You did good, buddy.
Yeah.
Did real good.
So I'm actually going to make the screen bigger so that we can see what Big Aaron and Sean is working on.
Well, I am still putting together death marks. There was a fair bit of flash cleanup that had to be done. But everything is cleaned, and now I'm just in building assembly line mode. That's about it.
Look at this.
Is
Ooh.
it broken yet?
Not yet. And look at how much force I'm putting on this.
I need to win my $5, so please break
You
it.
tempting fate.
Oh, you're back. Welcome back.
Yes, sorry about that. Kiddo was crying out.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Where are you at with Ultron?
So I did like a whitewash kind of into the crevices where I'm gonna be putting some of the like orange red contrast that I have to kind of go into the recesses.
Okay.
But I'm almost done with Winter Soldier.
Nice.
Let me see if I can. All right.
Put your hand right behind him. It'll focus on the whole thing. Wow, that's highly accurate and very movie accurate, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm not even done yet. I'm gonna highlight the living hell out of his arm to give it like a really nice kind of sheen.
See, like I've
Nice.
gone the opposite route with my stuff. Like I was like, oh, I want Kree. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
give me Kree.
Pretty.
Give me Kree. And then I did Captain America old school style, right? Like I did him in the brown. Black Widow I did normal, but I've tried to do an alternate paint scheme. I did Spider-Man as Multiverse Spider-Man because he's my favorite Spider-Man. Yeah, I have not been doing, which I think it actually will become problematic as they come out with the different variants. You know what I mean? Like
You're just going to confuse yourself?
well, considering the fact that you're playing a game that may have between 5 and 10 models on the table, and which variant you have impacts its innate abilities, it is almost kind of like WYSIWYG to have it painted properly, you could argue. But I don't care, because I think the Kree colors for Captain Marvel are way cooler.
I had a lot of fun painting Captain Marvel out of all my models.
Yeah, did you do screen accurate, or what'd you do?
You know what? Let me find the picture and I'll show you if you don't mind.
Not at all. I'd love to see it. Sean, you look diligently cutting.
Need some sort of thing to hold up here.
Oh, wow. Did you modify that bike?
Yeah, man. So what I'm doing,
Dude,
is
it looks like a Batman bike.
Yeah.
it is going to be awesome. So I added a bunch of stuff on the back. I've been messing around with these other wings that I'm going to add onto the front. I got a little raven wing symbol right there. I'm going to do some stuff with the chaplain. I haven't decided if I'm going to change out the head on this Crozius for a Dark Angel specific Crozius. So yeah, man, just lots of tiny little, carefully modified pieces. But the two little fins from the Ravenwing Command Squad bit, I love. The rest of the bikes, which I'll end up with 6, are gonna have the standard single point behind them, and then I'm gonna figure out how to do similar type stuff with that ATV when I get to it, so that the ATV is all decked out in Ravenwing loot. So
I'm sending over Captain America too.
Pretty excited.
Are you guys sending this to Facebook?
He's sending it to me. I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay.
In the meantime, while you're getting that up, check this out. I got my Ghost Rider all done from last week.
That is awesome.
Another breakable whip.
Yeah.
Breaking the whip.
This is how they get you. You'd only need like 5 models, but you're going to break 2 of them over and over and over again.
Every day, all day, every day.
Okie dokie. Yeah, dude, your Captain Marvel is awesome. The detail, like the way that you have the blue, the fading on it looks dope.
Thank you.
Oh.
That one took me about an hour and a half to paint.
Well, you don't have to brag. Like,
I was trying to. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. Brag away.
Sean's over here filing pieces of plastic.
You know why?
Hour and a half.
It's because you didn't use a size 0 brush. That's why.
It's filing, ass.
Oh, I got sand in this brush.
Now Sean's just going to use a single strand of human hair to paint his vultures.
I'm going to do all my sanding with my fingertip.
He's going back to nature.
Mm-hmm.
He's going back to the basics.
Well, it's just when you're doing a conversion like this, it's like you can do one of two things. You can like half-ass it and do a bunch of green stuff to fill in where you fucked up, or you can take the time to really get the pieces to fit together, which is can be a real problem and stuff.
Sean is just maximizing his dollar to time investment ratio in his hobby.
I mean,
think about it, Sean, you're basically probably paying pennies per hour of your hobby because you take like a week to do one model.
That's true.
Yeah, and like it doesn't, dude. So much of this is me doing something to help my mental health. That sitting here and filing a fucking piece of plastic for 10 minutes is not like I'm frustrated at it, right? Like this is cathartic and shit. And one of the big reasons that I got back into it so hard was, again, you guys coming out and building this format that's really helpful. But also like I need some different shit to happen.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Somehow I froze all of you.
Nice.
And I'm trying to fix it.
Froze us all? How rude.
I don't know what I did wrong. So I apologize. But what I'm going to do now is I am going to clean off my surface. And I'm going to put this in the box because I really want to see... I want to start to see how it's going to look in the box.
Oh, so while Aaron's doing that, my mission for yesterday, I organized loyalist bits.
Ooh. Only loyalist?
Only loyalist, because that was all I could handle at the time.
Did you just throw all the other bits away?
No, I mean there was some junk stuff that I threw away for sure, but they're dude, I think about taking all your Lego tubs out and just dumping them out. Being like, all the combat knives go over here, all the bolters go over here.
I actually did that at the beginning of COVID, and now they're all just sitting in buckets.
No, it's fantastic, dude, because I know exactly where to go to get what. I know exactly where any kind of bit is. It is fantastic.
Seems like a lot of work, but it seems like a big payoff in the long run.
One of the other things is I have started selling, because you know I do a lot of selling, I have started selling custom bit lots. I say, hey, what do you want? What do you need? I need a multi-melta. I need, you know, the legs to tactical marines. I need, you know, 15 unarmored helmets. I need an auspex and this and that and the other thing. And I go through my shit and I find the pieces, and normally I say, okay, that'll be $50, and I made $50 off of shit that I was never, ever, ever going to use.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think I've made, I don't know, like $300-400 off of that paradigm so far. So, and I try to spend like half of it on minis and stuff that I want, and the other half goes towards bills and the Christmas stockpile and all that fun stuff. So I'm trying not to. The intention is still to downsize. Always downsize.
I think upsizing sounds pretty fun to me.
Dude, I think that this freaking terrain
It's gonna
diorama
look baller.
is starting to look baller. I wish I could just like get the lights in it perfectly right now, but I can't. But that's about what we're dealing with. So I'm super happy. And then of course we're gonna laser cut some platforms, and we're gonna do, you know, the models coming out. Now, one of the things that we were talking about, I think, before the stream, is that I'm thinking about taking the side and cutting it right here so that you can see the detail of the book when you look in, right? Like through the terrain, because the books have really pretty detail on the side. And Josh wants me to just glue a picture of the book in.
Yeah.
And I feel like I want to see the actual book.
The book would be better.
I like the book. I like this whole look at it from a different angle and get a bunch of, you know, the whole perspective of this is a Necron diorama, and then you have to be in the middle to see the Necrons and the Ultramarines, or whoever you're painting them as.
Here's my question, Josh. Why
buddy.
is the picture?
Because I think it would look cooler.
But why?
Okay, for a couple of reasons. First, I don't know how well it's going to show with a cutout. How thick is the MDF and such like that?
The MDF is a 1/4 inch.
Okay. Well, the whole point the whole thing that I'm saying is I just want you to make sure that your vision is going to be actually be able to be completed. And I think that would do better if you had it with the picture. I want it opposite, so it looks like if you look at the book from this side, you're seeing that army come out that side. If you're looking from this side, you see the army come out from that side. It's just cool.
Well, and that's the part that I like, right? That's the part I like, is this whole, I'm looking at it from one side, I'm seeing the physical book of the Necrons, but then in the diorama, I'm seeing the cover of the Necrons book and the Necrons coming out of it.
Exactly.
Right?
That's
Vice
exactly
versa.
what I'm saying. So like that side will be like I've split the diorama in two, and I have no idea how to get zoom back. I have minimized you guys into nothingness. So I apologize about that.
We got Thanos snapped, folks.
You did.
Oh.
You got seriously Thanos'd. So, but just to talk about it so people can see the diorama better, I will make that full screen. So the right hand side And again, I would put the books up there, but I have paint on my hands and I don't want to touch the books right now. So the right-hand side of the screen is the Necrons. And so the idea is that what you would see on the left-hand side is that I would cut that wall out and you would see the really awesome blue and you'd see the silhouette of the Space Marine, and then the Space Marines would be coming like from that side and vice versa. And so that means that while this thing is on the bookshelf, depending on what angle you're looking at, you will always be able to see part of the cover and the back of these really awesome books.
Like it.
I like it.
Really cool. It sounds fun.
So I think I'm gonna try it. I think I'm gonna try and do that.
All right.
All right, my bros. Next phase of this bike.
What's the next phase?
So I added
Or wings.
more little wings. I didn't want to do the classic like I'd seen in a bunch of conversions, so I took 2 from the front of the regular Raven Wing bike, chopped them off, gave them a good angle, and put them there, and now they kind of look like little sleek wing type things. So I'm pretty fucking happy with how this is going.
Awesome.
It's simple, it's straightforward. It's going to be reproducible. Not that I necessarily need to do it on all the other bikes, but yeah, it's taking a little bit of time, but I'll be happy.
Cool, man.
I'm just bummed how many sub-assemblies I'm going to have to paint. I got 4, 5, 6, 7
Dude, I think I sent the zoom
for
window
one bike.
to another. Are there multiple display options? I don't know how to use PCs.
I think it's hilarious, honestly.
Like, I can see the zoom window. It exists when I hit window tab, but then when I click on it, it just doesn't exist. It's like it's.
Doesn't like it.
Oh, I found it. I got it back. I saved us. I found you all.
Oh yay!
I rescued you all from the void.
From the warp.
Warp.
All right. Okay, well, let's do progress check-in. So, Johnny, where you at?
Gotta hold up something, right? My hand.
Yep, you gotta hold up something. That's looking.
Yeah.
It's looking dope, dude. It's looking dope. I also very much approve that you used the the correct base that has a curb.
You guys are haters. Got a lot of haterade going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably call it here, guys. I got a nice
So
early
Sean,
7 a.m. call
where are you at?
for everyone.
Yeah, we're shutting it down here in 2 minutes anyway. So
all
have a
right.
good night, bud.
No, I'll stick around for the 2.
I got
Okay.
all my cleanup done on all the different pieces. I have a pretty good idea of what actually needs to happen next. I've acquired the pieces to do what's next. And then I'm going to just have to pin it all and at least airbrush it black before I go in and start doing detail. Black is not my favorite color to paint, so that's going to be a trial in and of itself. So, but I'm really happy. I got my bolters drilled. The assembly went really, really well, and I think that in the end he's going to be freaking amazing. I'm really excited for this model.
I know you're gonna do him well, bud.
Thanks, dude.
Josh,
And it's not always easy.
you're done. You assembled, right? That's all you were doing for?
I assembled. I did it. I done did it.
All right, that brings us to Big Aaron, who's got multiple camera angles. It's so exciting. Look at him
got
shaking them
5
around.
Necron. I just need to glue on their heads, but other than that, they're ready to go. With
All
their
right.
big rifles.
Well, I guess I have to use this camera to say goodbye to everybody since I somehow destroyed Zoom in my infinite wisdom. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, we live stream every Sunday. Sometimes we'll live stream on a Wednesday. Mostly it's Sundays, though. Thank you so much for being a member of our community, and I hope that you are hobbying with us, because tonight is not just about us getting things done. It's about everybody getting things done. So please, on Sunday, come hobby with us. If you want to take your patronage to the next level, you can check out our Patreon. That'll be in the notes below. You'll get access to our Discord, where you can talk to people about how the Undertaker threw mankind off of a Chevy in 1998. And you can also share pictures of your hobby and take a look at sometimes early releases. For example, I put up the song that I wrote early on our Discord and on our Patreon. So thank you so much for our Patreon supporters. And
Karen,
as
Karen, no. I want to say something. Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Sorry.
No.
First of all, and these are like real life whatevers. If you have not voted yet, go vote.
And
Number 2,
voting.
shit's crazy in 2020. Mental health is a real thing. If you need something, you can find assistance with whatever your problem is through some avenue.
Absolutely.
Period.
And that
So-
is part of the
agreed.
reason why we started doing these Sunday night hobbies. So I hope you enjoy hobbying with us. It's definitely to inspire the community. And as always, we'll see you
We will
on
see
the
you on the
table.
Table.